that way we can be represented well, so that way people take us seriously, so that way when we go to file our taxes, everything's in order. So that way we're just running a legitimate business so that we can get funding, build up our business credit. The goal is if we have a really good um, um, foundation, then our business becomes big. This is bigger than you getting an Airbnb and trying to make a quick dollar by selling rooms for rent every few weeks. This is bigger than that. Like the power of an LLC is, I don't even think a lot of people understand the power in it. So we have to make sure we structure it right. So if you have an LLC, if you have a EIN, it doesn't matter. We're starting from scratch, and I'm going to tell you why. So the first thing you're going to do is form your business entity. This can be a consulting LLC or a property management LLC. Well, how do we do that? You're going to go to your Secretary of State. So wherever you're at. If you live in Massachusetts, you would type in Secretary of State of Massachusetts, and then it'll bring you to the state Secretary of State so you can form your LLC. You don't have to form your LLC based off of where your Airbnb is. Okay. You can form your LLC out of any state that makes sense to you, because technically this is like a virtual business. That's how I look at it. You don't have an actual store where people are coming in and you have to, and they're buying stuff. Like this is a virtual business. It's an app. You may not never visit any of your Airbnbs. So it's a virtual business. Open your LLC wherever it makes sense. It can either be a foreign LLC or it could just be a regular LLC. Does not matter. Just do your research. I don't know every state's rules, regulations. Just Google it. What is a foreign LLC in Texas? Or do you need a foreign LLC in Texas if your business is not ran in Texas? Those are some of the things you're going to type in just to figure out which way you should go. Okay. 9 times out of 10, you don't need a foreign LLC. You can open up your LLC in any state. Keep it simple. Keep in mind, wherever you open your LLC, you're going to open up access to getting any kind of funding that state might have. So in Massachusetts, I know they're giving out a ton of free money for people with consulting or property management businesses. So if my LLC is out of Massachusetts, I will qualify for that. Now, there are other places giving out money, not necessarily out of Massachusetts. So I could still get money from somewhere else, even though my LLC is not out of Massachusetts, right? So just keep that in mind. Don't think about it too hard, just whatever makes sense. Every state, it costs a little bit different. In Massachusetts, it's $550. I know in Texas, it was like $120, I think. It's under $200. New Hampshire is $100. Delaware is $100. So you just got to figure out how much money you want to spend right now just to kind of get things up and running. I would say that whenever you get more Airbnbs, you would just put them under a different LLC. You don't want one LLC holding all of your Airbnbs. If you end up having 52 Airbnbs, you wouldn't put all 52 under the same LLC. So also keep that in mind. Like you can have LLCs out of different states. Like my next set of 6 will be from another state. Okay. And it just helps with expanding your business and having like just really a lot of diversity and just more opportunity to snag free money and funding for your business instead of having everything in one place. To get your business LLC, you are going to need your business phone number, your business address, because on your LLC paperwork, you're going to list these things and you don't want to have to list your personal address or the address to your other business. We don't want to commingle these things because I'm telling you, it's really hard to change all of these things when it comes to business funding. When it comes to business funding, you want one address, one phone number, one email associated with your business, and it has to be under a business category. It can't be a personal line that you're using for business or your tylerjerisa@yahoo.com as your business email. No, you want an actual domain. Purchase the domain and you could purchase a domain from GoDaddy.com. You could purchase a domain from, mine's are from Google. You can get it from anywhere, wherever it's most cost effective. Registrar.com. There's a million places. Okay. Um, and it has to be the same across the board. And you just don't want to mix things up, because going to change these things, it's going to cost you money, it's going to cost you time, and it's going to cost you a lot of no's. I'm learning that's why a lot of people can't even get funding for their business, because they use their mama's home address, they use their personal home address, and then when they finally legitimized everything, they just never switched it over. So go to GoDaddy, go to Google, get your domain, whether it's whatever the domain is, I don't know. Buy your domain and then establish your email address. That could be hello@tyler.com. It could be info@tyler.com, whatever, but it needs to be a .com. It can't be like Yahoo, Gmail, all of those things. We're not doing that. That's not professional. So once you have those things, you can put those things onto your oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you how to get your, so we talked about how to get your web address and your email, but how to get your phone number and your address. If you don't have a physical address like I do, well, even for my property management business, there's no physical address. So I went to opus.com, OPS, sorry, it's opusoffice.com, opusoffice.com. And I got myself a virtual address and phone number. They give you a phone number, a fax, and they have an answering service. And they'll give you a virtual address. And so when you go to type that address in with your suite number, this beautiful office pops up. So you look very professional. It looks like, you have your office in there. Really, you don't. That's just where your mail is going to go. But it's a really good look as far as representing yourself online. You want to stay away from like the UPS and the FedEx virtual addresses, because when they go to Google that, it's going to just show a UPS or a FedEx office, and that's going to look really weird, because they're going to think the people who are funding you, or the landlords who are looking you up, they're going to look and say, oh my gosh, this is not even a real business. Like tylerproperties.com is not even a real address. Like, this is a FedEx mailing office, and they're going to think I'm a joke, and they're not going to want to fund me, or they're not going to want to do business with me. So always represent yourself accordingly. With Opus, I think it's like $100 a month. And like I said, when my office is closed, they have an answering service that will take messages, email you the messages, whatever. So it's just extremely professional. So that's how you get your address. Put all of that information on your LLC. Boom. You might get approved instantly. Some places takes like 24 hours before they approve your LLC, and then you're fine. The other step is to open up a business bank account. It must be a business bank account. It cannot be your personal checking or your new student checking that you're using solely for business. No, it has to be an actual business account. Once you get your your LLC, oh, I'm sorry, and your EIN, I'll go back to that in a second. You'll bring that information to the bank with your ID. They'll look at your business up, they'll see that it's legitimate, and then they'll let you open up a business bank account. Do your research. I can't say which one's better. I love credit unions. Credit unions are amazing. I have multiple business bank accounts. I use Navy Federal, Chase. I used to use Bank of America. But any credit union is pretty awesome. They love working with small businesses. And so like you could also take it a step further and go to your bank and develop a relationship with your banker, your business banker, and just make sure that you connect well with them, make sure that they are willing to kind of work with small businesses, and just see how they are, because you're going to be working with that person And I mean, you could work with anybody. You can drive further to a different bank, but you just, it's nice to have someone close by that's local that you can just kind of develop a relationship with because they want to sell you products and because that's how they make money. So if they're easy to talk to and they have products available for you as a small business owner, then that might be a plus for you. Okay. I forgot to mention when you get your LLC, one of the other steps is going to the irs.gov and getting your EIN. That's free. It's super easy. As long as you have your business name and your business address, you can get your EIN. Remember, all of this information is going to be the same on every single thing that you do as far as address, phone number, and email. When you're coming up with your business name, I suggest coming up with a consulting service or a property management service. So when you get your LLC, it's going to ask you for a NASIX code. And I might be spelling this wrong because I'm not writing it. NASIX is NASCIS, the NASIX code. So you want a NASIX code under the category of consulting or property management. So you could be as specific as you want to be with your business name or as general as you want to be. It could be Tyler Consulting Services. That's fine. You don't know what kind of consulting I do, right? You don't know that it's property management. Or it could be Tyler Property Management Services. I'm very specific. I'm in the property management services aspect of business. Either way, it could go either way, as long as your NASIX code is in property management or consulting. Okay. And then I talked about step 3 already, creating a business website. And on top of that, creating a business plan in order to stand out in the rental arbitrage market. You will be so much more official and ahead of the game. What I realize is people start businesses just to kind of get them up and they look crazy. And so that's why no one's taking them seriously. That's why they can't get no one to say yes to them, to give them money, to get to book with them, none of those things. So if you guys come out, anybody taking my class, we're going to come out official always. That's the first step. It makes everything else so much easy. So when you get your domain name from Google or GoDaddy, like I said, tylerproperties.com. My business is called Tyler Consulting Services, LLC. And I have that on all of my paperwork. My email is hello@tyler.com. And now I have a landing page. So my landing page, and it's just a quick little page. There's an about us section, a contact us section, and so like a contact form where somebody could inquire by giving us their name, phone number, and email, and then there's a space for them to write whatever their questions or concerns are. On the about us section, it's super simple. You want to come legit. So you're going to say something like, here at Tyler Property Management, we provide luxury short-term rentals for busy CEOs and professional millennials. Short and sweet with a cute little picture in the background. And then, like I said, our contact information. And that's all that you need for a website. It doesn't need to be super luxurious. Obviously, you can build off of it as your business starts to grow, but it's really just that simple. And until you get photos of your first property, you don't even have to have a photo of your property. It could just be, some kind of stock photo in the back, a quick about us. If you want to put your picture, if not, you want to definitely have your logo on there and then contact information. Boom, we're done. Nice, simple, and easy. You can hire someone on Fiverr to do that for you. On Fiverr, that could cost you $75. You might find something a little bit cheaper. You might find someone to do it for you for literally like $35. You just got to find somebody. Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. They're out of the country mostly. But for something that basic, like I wouldn't mind. I've hired people to do stuff like that for me before. And actually, I just hired someone else to do my landing page because I just don't want to take the time to do it. So if they can do it in 24 hours, great. Um, time is money. So you got to hire people to get things done for you so you can be working on the more important